Okay, hello, and this is Sonic Adventure DX Sonic Story, and this is going to be my submission for Frostpatels 2023. Quick thing to note is this is a glitchless speedrun, so there won't be any major skips, but there will still be some fun little speed strats that I hope people will still find interesting as they watch this. But without further ado, we'll start as soon as the screen fades out to the Station Square loading screen. So right off the bat here, we're going to be like mashing start to get through these quick cutscenes. And we'll be facing off with the first boss, Chaos Zero. And Chaos Zero is very simple in that he only takes 3 hits to defeat. So it's basically just you hit him as soon as he shows his weak spot. Now before this third hit, he's going to be hopping on these lampposts. There is a safe spot you could stand where he'll quickly jump down from the lamppost and you can just quickly take him out. And that's Chaos 4. Or Chaos Zero, my bad. Chaos 4 isn't until later. So, we'll be skipping some more cutscenes and where we find out our buddy Tails has crash landed in Emerald Coast. So we're gonna go rescue him. And you'll be seeing me doing a lot of spin dashing as per Sonic speedrunning. And that's gonna be like pretty much a majority of the speedrun. And I'm gonna get boinged everywhere because... Whoops. That works. So let's pretend that didn't happen. And I cleanly did the bridge part. So anyway, I'm past the bridge part, and I'm just gonna be hitting this ramp. And I try not to spin dash like when I'm hitting loops because I found that if I try to do that while spinning in loops, I will definitely get stuck. And I found out that you're not supposed to be holding forward during this because otherwise the whale will somehow just kamikaze you. And here's a little jump I like to do called bridge jump. And I just do a little hop there. Spin dash hop. And my favorite movement tech in this game. Let's see if I can get the upper path here. Perfect. I like getting the upper path here because it's quicker than taking the bottom path. So Emerald Coast is kind of like the introductory level of the game, where you're kind of introduced to the basic movement of Sonic. Because this was the first mainstream 3D Sonic game, so they had to be okay, this is how Sonic plays, but in the 3D. I almost forgot to do the thing. There we go. So I like to do a little jump there to skip that loop. That last loop. Saves a little bit of time. And that is Emerald Coast. Which is really not bad on my splits here. So now that we got Emerald Coast done, we'll be coming up on our first boss, and that is Acornet. Acornet has some interesting tech where you can quickly take him out just by spamming the homing attack. Normally, you would just have to wait until he dives down into the ground. And I'm sure a lot of people casually thought, oh, so you have to keep waiting until he, dives into the ground to hit him, but you'll see it in a moment, how amazing it is, how satisfying it is to get a quick kill on this boss. Unfortunately, Sonic is the only character that can get a quick kill on Acornet. So there is a little tech here where you can stand by the fence to get him to dive faster, which I'm not sure why that is, but... Whoops. And here is the quick kill. So he normally would take like 1 individual hit each time, but if you just homing attack him, you can take out all of his health at once. So after we skip this cutscene here, we're going to have to grab this key up here, which gives us access to Windy Valley. Which, whoops. Fun fact, Windy Valley has music that was originally used for Sonic 3D Blast, I believe. Which is kind of cool. And Windy Valley is a really fun stage to get through because of all the windies and the windies and the bindies. Okay, that was some strange platforming. That's a neat little skip there, if you can call it that, where if you ride the wind fast enough, you could skip that first trampoline, which saves quite a bit of time, as trampolines are a little slow in this level.
Head straight up. You should be able to get out of the tornado.
So this is like probably one of the slower parts of this level, or in any of Sonic stages, and that is this tornado. Mainly because this trampoline is required to take. But once you get out of the tornado, you're in Fastville again. Do a little Sonic. Sometimes Sonic likes to get stuck on stuff, but so not much else to say, just mostly like doing speed tech to get through this level as quickly as possible with spin dashes and homing attacks. You can take this spring here to get to the top of the... I'm assuming that's a volcano or some kind of mountain. One last little loop-de-loop here. Whee! And there's the end of Windy Valley.
Yes. Yeah, not bad.
Lost a little bit of time there, probably because of some movement not being optimal, but
will be departing soon.
So now we're going to be heading back to Station Square to get the first upgrade, and that is the Lightspeed Dash. And I am going to be getting an extra power-up here once I get the Lightspeed Dash, which is the Crystal Ring, and that is going to be important later on in the speed run. So casually, you would be like, okay, where do I go next? And usually, there's a little spirit that hangs around certain places named Tikal, and she will give you hints on where progress is. So we're just gonna run through that guy's shop while covered in sewer water. And we're gonna make our way over to the hotel where the crystal ring is. And the crystal ring basically just makes light speed charge up go faster. Which makes doing light speed dashes a lot faster, but also, as I said earlier, is important for some speed tech coming up. Now we're coming up on Casinopolis, which, in a normal speed run, you would be skipping this entire level, but in this category, I am going to be doing what I like to call the sewer method, which basically, I learned this casually from someone that if you go down into the sewer and collect rings, it's actually faster than trying to do the pinball machines. I don't know if that's entirely true or not, but that's something I've always believed, and something I always do in speedruns. So I'm going to be collecting specific boxes and rows of rings in the sewers. Now the number I want to be walking out with is at least somewhere in the 300s, because you need at least 400 in order to get the Chaos Emerald at the end. So I try to line up with these boxes as well as I can. Sometimes I get lucky and Tails gets some as well. I'm gonna be hopping back out here and get this other row of boxes. And if I'm lucky, there. See, that's about where I want to be coming up into this last passage here. And this last row should put me about where I want to be, yeah. So I'm going to be able to leave here with 400 plus rings, which is definitely a really good spot to be. And the camera likes to be fickle there and not focus on me, but instead on the shower door. So that's actually a really good Casinopolis. Saved quite a bit of time there, which is really nice to see. So I'm gonna skip some more cutscenes here. You know, where Sonic and Tails get knocked out. Oh, and everybody say hi to Cream, because she'll be appearing for each run that I'm doing tonight. Cream is for some reason something they decided to add to Sonic Adventure DX. Not sure why. I guess to like tie in with Sonic Events 2 or something. So the way opens into the cave area, which is where we're going to be going to get to our next level. Of course, Ice Cap is an interesting level because you have this beginning snowboarding section, which you can't really speed up. Or, that's at the end, my bad. Whole beginning part is platforming. All your time saved is dependent on how fast you get to the snowboarding section, and after that you can't really control much. So I try to do little, like, skipperoos here and there. Cross these icicles quickly. And hope that Sonic cooperates for the most part, because sometimes he'll not want to cooperate and jump on the wrong icicle or just jump completely off of the icicle section.
Be careful not to fall off.
And I was careful not to fall off there, so we're good to go.
Use the panel to jump. It may even help guide you away.
Alright, now we're coming up on the snowboard section. And basically, this is just do tricks, be cool, that sort of thing. Oh, by the way, I apologize if the game feed is very bright here. Blindingly bright. That is unfortunately something I can't really fix with the settings. I could, probably, but that would take some fiddling with, but hopefully it's not a big deal. So I just kind of swerve back and forth at times, just so I have something to do as I'm, like, snowboarding down this hill. Okay. Mondo, cool. I'm gonna take this little shortcut over here. Just to save just a teeny bit of time. And apparently you can jump early on some of those ramps, like I was doing there. Which I'm not sure on what part of the ramp you could jump off, but I try to jump up as early as possible. So now that we're done with Ice Cap, we're going to be facing off with our boy Knuckles. And this is where I encourage my chat to use the "Oh no" emote.
Oh no. Oh no. Give it. Oh no.
And that's just Knuckles in a nutshell. Takes like 3 hits and he's done. Now we're facing off against the boss that everybody loves, Chaos 4. And Chaos 4 is just a huge waiting game of when he'll show his weak point. And sometimes he likes to be nice, sometimes he likes to waste everyone's time and do a bunch of attacks, or worse, the bubble attack, which you do not want to see in a run, because it just wastes a whole lot of time. And it's completely random I think, whether or not he does the bubble attack. It might be dependent on how close you are to him, or how far away. Yep, see? He's gonna waste my time and use the bubble attack. You hate to see it. Yep, he's just gonna completely waste my time now. He knows. He knows that I've been doing too well on this run so far. Also, fun fact for Tails' story, there's a lot less health. Or not a lot less, but at least one section of health taken off. So it's a bit shorter. So hopefully Chaos is nice here and doesn't do another bubble attack. And just, like, reveals himself soon. It's usually not a good sign if you're hearing that far into the song. But I still somehow saved time there. Probably because of, Xenopolis and also Ice Cap. So now we're gonna be heading into the first auto-scroller of Sonic's story. That is Sky Chase 1. And basically this is just, you could sit and, do whatever you want. You can use the restroom. Take a drink of water, like I am, because my mouth is getting dry. You do it. Or you do an AMA where people ask you anything, because you got time to kill. So to note, you will get hit a few times here, but not quite enough to where you're gonna die, so don't have to worry about that too much. Oh yeah, so while we're sitting here, a little fun fact about this Sky Chase. There was originally supposed to be a boss here, and it still exists, I think, within the game's code. And you can technically kind of like insert him back in, but he is not functional at all. Like, in fact, all he ever does is fly around. It doesn't really, like, interact with you in some substantial way. But it's still a cool thing, nonetheless. So now that's Sky Chase 1 done. Still can't really, like, input any buttons here, since you can't really skip this cutscene. But I can quickly skip this results screen right here. Almost forgot to split there. So now that we're done with the very what do you call it? Invigorating Sky Chase 1, we are going to go on a date with our girlfriend, Amy Rose.
Sonic, wait up!
Which, I will be doing a run of that
No
next.
trains are currently in service.
Where am I going? Right. My brain just completely derped there. So we're gonna be heading over to Twinkle Park to meet up with Amy. Where she'll get captured by a robot. We have to go chase her, yada yada. Or she's being chased by a robot, and we go chase her, yada yada. We're gonna... Okay, or we could do that. So we, defeat some of those enemies so we could steal one of these carts. Now we're supersonic racing, try to get my feet right on the ground. We're just supersonic racing, there's no time to look around. We're just supersonic racing, running to the point of no return. We're about to supersonic racing, come on, let the fire burn. This would probably be one of those sections where I would definitely be like, if you have any donations to read, go ahead and read them. Ah, got an itchy eye. And now we're coming up to the end of this go-kart section. We'll be entering Twinkle Park via roller coaster. Once we get off the awesome roller coaster, we're gonna play some pinball. And by play pinball, we're just completely gonna miss the pins. Because who cares about pins? Trying to go fast here, we don't have time for pins. Now we're gonna go... I couldn't see myself there. I like to go to the left on the merry-go-round there, because it's the faster way. I don't know why I'm doing this. This isn't fast at all. Just force of habit. So, yeah, Lightspeed Dash is actually fat or slow there. I don't know why I decided I wanted to do that. But anyway, that's Twinkle Park done.
Yeah, not bad.
So now we're gonna get some more cutscenes and find out that Amy has been captured.
Welcome to Twinkle Park.
Surprise, surprise. Oh, actually, before we see that cutscene, it's time to steal someone's identity. Now time for my favorite level of the speedrun, Speed Highway. Just feels very satisfying to do when you're going fast. It is called Speed Highway for a reason. Whoops. Speed runway, exactly. Well, that's unfortunate. So I wanted to try and keep to the top path there because it's faster, but this isn't really that much slower, to be honest. Oh, that's an interesting way to grab the helicopter. So I'm mostly just gonna be spin dashing, like, traversing through this level as quickly as possible, and also being careful because there have been times where I just completely yeeted off the road. I don't know why, but my brain was like, why don't I stomp here? And I'm like, I'm not playing Sonic Generations. There ain't no stomp. So that was unfortunate. I would rather not have bonked in this particular section, but it's not that big of a deal. So now we're in the city. We're living in the city. We know we have to survive. Got to keep the dream alive and all that. So I'm just like getting through here without getting hit and avoiding the little robot cars. Robocops. Not to be confused with the game of the same name.
Yeah, not bad.
Now we're going to be triggering the cutscene where Amy gets captured.
Amy? Oh man, where can she...
So now we're going to be heading to Mystic Ruins to try and head off Zero, who has Amy captured. But spoiler alert, we failed to save her. And for some reason, Amy's model in that cutscene is her Sonic Adventure Dreamcast model. So now we're going to be heading to Red Mountain, but after we get the Lightspeed attack upgrade. We'll be taking out this monkey.
Ready?
Sorry, monkey. I have no remorse. So Red Mountain, another really cool level, speed-wise. It's has really satisfying little skips that you can do. That I like to do anyway. Like, you can skip certain sections just by, like what I did there was I hit the spring so I could go high enough to just hit that, pulley. Didn't mean to hit that extra life there, but that was cool. Platforming in a Sonic game. Oh, I almost got that got under that hammer without it crushing me. Well, it didn't really crush me, but you know. And we're down in heck, everybody. Where there's giant spiders and, yeah. Giant spiders. And skull heads. And lava. So this is the level that's really cool to pull off a lot of, speed tech in. Like my little spin dash jumps. Whoa! Camera decided to get weird there. Almost made it without hitting the lava. Woo! Oh. Completely missed. Whoops! So that was a really good Red Mountain. Went pretty well. Now we're going to be entering the second Sky Chase, which has 2 parts. But you could just sit in the top right corner the whole time, and you won't really get damaged. So it's another good spot to take a bathroom break, talk to chat, take a drink of water. And drop your GameCube controller. Watch Mario. Watch some episodes of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. So yeah, basically this Sky Chase works very similarly to the first one, where you're just going to be sitting like this the whole time. The only difference is, at the end, you will be mashing to defeat the cannon before it can shoot at you. And also just destroying the front of the ship so we can get on. There's a lot more enemies and a lot more of those spike ball cannons. But if you're in the right spot, they're not really that big of a threat. And this is where Tails switches the ship into all range mode as Star Fox music plays in the background. Now we cruising USA. Yeah, these are also sections that would be really good for reading donations, just because they're auto-scrollers and you can't really do much, nor can you talk about much about them, because they're just really they're really straightforward, for the most part. And one thing I never noticed before is those claw things at the top of this section. How they're strangely, what do you call it? Like, their animation is strange compared to all the other 3D objects. Alright, now I'm going to be focusing on taking down this cannon. I think I'm in the right spot anyway. So I'm going to be mashing A here, which should take out the bullets as well as the cannon. And if I do this fast enough, the cannon will be taken down quickly. Now that we're done with that, we're going to be coming up on the one level that could either make or break a run. And since I'm on pretty good PvP pace here, it actually makes me nervous that I'm coming up on Skydeck, because it could go average, or it could go terribly. So unfortunately you can't skip the cutscene here where the ship changes form.
Oh, wow! It's changed.
Even though I still try to.
This must be the way to the sky deck.
By the way, if you were playing this on Dreamcast, you can't skip any cutscenes, so you would be stuck in a lot of cutscenes. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So Skydeck is a really scary level for a lot of reasons. There are so many spots throughout this level where you could die if you're not careful. So I try to be as careful as possible when I go through here. Because I have lost a lot of runs to this stage just by carelessness alone. Jump down, Sonic. I wait a little bit there because those spike balls can be in a bad spot for me to try and climb that ladder. I would love to learn if I could skip that particular ladder or monkey bar section there, because it's extremely slow. It does not look good. Or does not feel good to do in a speed run. I was trying to spin dash away. So a quick note, I am playing the GameCube version just because of preference. It's actually much faster to do the PC version. But I used to run PC and I've pretty much been soured on it since a long time ago, so I don't really run the PC version much anymore.
Strong winds will blow you off course. When the ship increases speed, hang on to something.
So we're good. What? Sonic? So Sonic decided to get stuck on the capsule there for no reason whatsoever, which is silly. So that section could be a little bit scary. And I got that cannon quickly, which is really nice. Sometimes that cannon likes to be a jerk and go the opposite way and just waste a bunch of time while you wait for it to turn towards the platform that you're on. Here's a little small skip I like to do here. Well, two small skips. This one and this one, which I like to call monkey bar skip, which skips that whole entire section of monkey bars that you would have to do normally. Last little skip I like to do here. Oh. Get off the thing, Sonic. Is I like to skip that whole entire slope section by jumping all the way down to the switch here, which gives us access to the final capsule. And that was actually a really clean sky deck, all things considered. We're going to be coming up on the second mini-boss of this run, and that is E102. And basically it's the same thing. You take him out with 3 hits. And I've named him Bebop. Named this split Bebop. Because the beepops he makes when he's hit. Alright, we're gonna be coming up on one of my favorite, well, after this. Coming up on my favorite boss of this run just because of the speed tech you could do for it. And I'll explain it in a bit once I get closer. Alright, so Chaos 6. Everybody remembers Chaos 6, the boss that would take forever to fight, would do annoying attacks, and the frustration of getting the ice bombs and throwing them into Chaos 6's mouth. Well, there is some fun speed tech here that pretty much cuts this fight in half, or in 2 cycles, to be more specific. And when I do a light speed attack on Chaos, it slices his health in half. And that was extremely lucky. Extremely clean Chaos 6 fight. And that is the reason why we get the crystal ring. Is so we can pull up the light speed attack and cut that fight back by a lot. So we're gonna be coming up on the second. We're coming up on the second to last level, and that is Lost World. I almost forgot the name for a minute. And Lost World is a pretty easy-ish level, I would say. I'm probably gonna say that for all the levels. That's just my commentary. But, it's really not that bad once you know how to get through it, but, like, there are a lot of dangerous things to it that could, make you lose time if you're not careful. Like these stupid fire blocks. Got a little jumpy there, which is really cool. Be riding this snake. And while the snake is a bit slow, he takes us to all the switches, which will be switching on just to get to the doorway. I know there is actually a trick you could do to get through the door early, but again, this is no major skips, so we're doing it the good old casual way. But there is a neat little trick coming up here. Another little spin dash hop. And if I'm lucky enough, there we go. If I do it quick enough, I could hit the switch and be able to still hop on the snake, which takes me to the door. We're coming up, and this is the light the mirrors way. Come on. Okay. That's unfortunate. So I kind of knew that I was a little too soon in hitting that enemy. Those fire enemies, you kind of have to wait until the flames are a little farther out from their bodies before you can hit them. But that's really not big of a deal that I died there. Only a teeny bit of time lost. Don't go chasing waterfalls. So we're going to be coming up on the what I like to call the Indiana Jones moment, where you go. And by the way, that boulder has rubber banding, so if you try and spin dash away from it, it will catch up to you. I'm sure there's a way you could spin dash away from it and not have it rubber band on you, but I haven't found that way. Ouch. So I kind of have to be a little bit careful on these walls, because I have accidentally hit that spike trap and fell all the way down, which wastes a ton of time. A little fun fact is that room that you go in, that you hit the goal in, if you, like, wait before hitting the goal spot, it actually plays the second part of the Lost World music, which usually plays for, Knuckles' section. Which I didn't know about that until a friend told me. So now... Wait, am I going the right way? Sometimes I get a little disoriented here. That is not the right way. Alright, we're gonna be doing the actual final boss, and that is the passcode to get into Final Lake. And I passed it. Nice. So now we're on Final Lake, the final level for Sonic. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do, but... yeah, that section could be a little tricky because of the dryer drums, as I like to call them. Be sure to put your Sonics on delicate load. Delicate wash. Not load. Of course. It's what happens when I try and go fast and then I derp and then I fall off. But that's just how it be sometimes. It do be that way. So anyway, pretend that fall didn't happen and that I did that section flawlessly. I'd have to wait for the hammer here, because those hammers do hurt you if they're in the wrong spot. Also, that elevator is weird, in that it has weird collisions, so if you like try and jump on it, sometimes you'll just clip right through it, which I've seen a couple of people do. YOLO! I just want to note that, I just want to note that the music here owns. Well, I couldn't see at all there, so... Good old Sonic Team camera at work. I see I'm getting raiders in. Hello, raiders. I am in the middle of a recording, so don't mind me if I don't interact with chat much. I will... This is going well. Welcome to Frost Fatalis 2023, and this is my Let's Play. Okay. Dear Diary, I landed on some kind of new platform. Alrighty. Who's ready to get a load of this? Oops, I almost forgot to skip the cutscene. Because we are gonna get very many loads.
Get a load of this. 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 Get a load of this.
So, to note, Egg Viper here always appears where you're standing to do this. So I try and stand in a spot where I can avoid the laser, but also be in a spot where I can easily access his weak point. Egg Viper will be shooting a bunch of lasers, and later on we'll be taking out platforms.
See if you can make it through here, Sonic. Get a load of this. Get a load of this.
And once I get his health down halfway, I believe, is when he does the dreidel. The dreidel phase.
Give up. See if you can make it through here, Sonic. Get a load of this. Get a load of this. No way. I can't believe.
So you have to be in a specific height
Whole system.
to take down Eggman there, or else you'll just phase right through him when you homing attack him, and it's really bad if you miss him in this phase, because he takes out 2 platforms each. And so, you kind of don't want to end up with just 2 platforms.
He's not gonna get away with this. It's no use. Give up. No way. I can't believe this.
Watch out! He's up to something.
That is time. Woo! And I actually PB'd in a recording. Who done it? So yeah, that's Sonic's story. Again, I know it's not the most interesting run because there's not any huge skips, glitches, but there's still a little fun speed tech here and there. And I hope you enjoyed the run. And we get to enjoy this cute little ending cutscene.